Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Elixirr's AI mini series. My name is Ivan. I am a senior AI engineer here at Elixirr, where I work with all things AI, including generative AI and AI agents. And today I'll be talking about how to prepare your data for AI. Here's a brief overview of today's agenda. We'll be talking about why are clean data important, what do AI-ready data look like, how to achieve that, and how to prepare data for AI, how to evaluate your data quality and the performance of your AI systems, as well as next steps, so things you can do today to start improving your data quality. So first off, we'll be talking about why are clean data important through a concept or phrase called garbage in, garbage out. It is a well-known term from data science applicable to anything related to data, including generative and agentic AI. This is still widely considered to be only a technical issue, but ultimately it always affects the business. Examples of this are loss of customer trust, operational inefficiencies, compliance risks, and as always, it always comes back down to revenue. This principle is especially important in modern AI systems, and here's a couple of GenAI areas that are directly affected by data quality issues. First off, we have fine-tuning. This is a process of feeding large language models with additional examples, so that the models become more effective on certain tasks. And then if the data that are passed down to the LLM are incorrect, performance and accuracy can and will eventually deteriorate. Then we have RAG accuracy. So RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, is a process where additional data are retrieved from sources such as databases, APIs, the internet, or basically any other source that ensure more relevant responses. And then if the underlying data of the sources are messy or incorrect, the retrieved context might reflect poorly on the generated response and affect the and a desired outcome. And last but not least, large language models rely on clear and well-structured instructions. Prompts are a certain type of data that are fed into the AI, so ensuring your prompts are correct, relevant, and that they accurately describe the desired outcome is important for your AI accuracy and for your end result. So what do AI-ready data look like? Here we will be talking about AI readiness of documents. These file types include PDFs, Word files, PowerPoints, Excel sheets, and even images or scanned papers. So basically any kind of unstructured textual content. Ensuring the below qualities are present in your documents when building GenAI solutions is quite important to correctly store and then retrieve and embed the information into your AI and generate valuable outputs. So these include a standardized structure, so consistency of templates, sections, and naming across documents and files, as well as clean, consistent formatting, uniform fonts, layouts, and tables designs across all of your documents and file types. The content needs to be relevant, so keeping what matters and just removing any off-topic material. Having machine-readable text, so either digital text or high-quality scans that OCR can correctly identify, and then clear visuals, so clean or unobstructed handwriting or images for scanned or image-based documents, and having just consistency of language across all of your documents. To the right, we see two examples of documents. So the left one is an example of a poorly structured project report. So we see bolded text that is inconsistent, inconsistency in uppercase or lowercase, to-dos, fixes, and just overall unstructured text. And then to the right, we have an example of the same report, but with added structure. So sections are clearly divided, the language is consistent, and formatting as well as any decorations such as bold or italics are consistent. Another example that we'll be looking at are tabular data. So these include structured data that is stored in rows and columns in formats like CSVs, Excel sheets, or even better relational databases. Some of the qualities of accurate, consistent, and AI-ready tabular data include clean and complete data, so just minimizing any missing values and deduplicate where necessary. The data are accurate, current, and up to date, so regularly validated as well. Documentation is also quite important. Up-to-date labeling and documentation of your tables and databases. The schema is consistent across files, across tables, across databases. The values are standardized, so the formatting is consistent. Naming conventions and data ranges are similar across data types. And last but not least, the data is compliant to any data governance and privacy standards. To the right, we see two examples of good, well-structured and poorly structured tabular data. So the above example shows rows and columns which do not have consistent values, do not have consistent ranges, there are missing values, whereas the bottom example is well structured, is consistent, and does not have any missing. Next up, we'll be taking a look at some of the actions that you can do in the short term to achieve quick wins and in the long term to instill best practices. So in the short term, things that you can do right now, maybe to your documents, is to centralize them into a shared location, ensuring consistency and availability of your data. Cleaning content and removing noise, so basically just deleting irrelevant or repeated content, and maybe adding some metadata such as titles, tags, and dates to your documents. For your tabular data, you can start inspecting for anomalies, so running scans, work on standardizing any formats, so aligning data formats across tables and files if you have any, and then maybe also start measuring some quality, so tracking your data quality. You can also start measuring the quality of your data, so just tracking simple metrics to see what improvements you are. And some of the things that you can do in the long term to instill best practices for your documents and your tabular data is automation of data pipelines. So for your documents, just consider automating the document processing, and for your tabular data, deploying ETL pipelines to automate transformation of data. Standardization is quite an important practice. So both for your documents, creating maybe like enterprise templates to standardize your document formats, and master data management for your tabular data. So basically maintaining a single source of truth for your important entities that you have across your organization. One more thing that is quite important is adding documentation. So for your documents, it might be a semantic layer, so connecting your business terms with data, with your data locations and document locations. And for your tabular data, consider having a data catalog, so centralizing your data definitions, lineage, owners, and how your data is basically documented. And all of this will ensure your data are organized for AI systems to search and understand, and then supporting it by strong documentation and governance. And finally, we'll be looking at some of the evaluation metrics that you can use on your data and on your AI performance, so to measure data quality and to measure how well your AI is doing. For data quality, it is important that your AI systems, as discussed, receive high quality inputs, and things that you can start calculating to measure your data quality is things like completeness, so the extent to which your data sets and your documents contain the required information, accuracy, so how well your data reflect the real world that you're trying to represent, consistency, so just basically ensuring your data values are uniform across your documents and across your databases and tables. Timeliness, so your data are up to date, and uniqueness, no duplication across documents or tables. Your AI performance metrics ensure your model produces accurate and relevant responses, so both during like development time and also in production. Examples of this are answer accuracy, so how factually correct is the generated answer, as well as answer relevancy, so how pertinent and related to the user query is the AI's generated response. Retrieval precision, so measures how relevant the retrieved documents are to the user's input query. And the last example is token count, so just measuring the amount of tokens generated, which helps with monitoring and costs control. And last example is token count, so just measuring the amount of tokens that are generated, which helps with monitoring and cost. Finally, we'll recap with some of the next steps and things that you can start doing right now to improve your data quality that you're feeding into your AI systems, which is establishing a data quality measurement to evaluate both the current state and set a baseline, but also to incrementally track improvements that you're making to your data. Also introducing performance monitoring to assess and monitor AI accuracy across time, implementing quick improvements into your data, as we discussed, which will make an immediate positive impact. And finally, defining a long-term strategy and implementing best practices to build and maintain solid data foundations to build reliable AI solutions on top of. Thank you for your attention today. If you have any questions or would like to discuss any of the points we talked about today, feel free to reach out. And in the meantime, stay tuned for the next week's episode. Bye.